If you're an international student who's moving to Australia and you want to find the perfect accommodation, this video is just for you. Hi everyone, I'm Nisal. I'm a recent graduate of a 3-year Bachelor of Medical Science degree at Western Sydney University, and I've lived in Sydney since March of 2022. So more than 2.5 years. And in these years, I've lived in apartments, shared apartments, houses, and university accommodation. And I want to share my experiences for you to be better informed and make the best decisions about how to find a good accommodation in Australia. Starting off, we have an obvious choice of university accommodation. Now, university accommodation is great. I highly recommend this to anyone moving to Australia. It is very safe. It's so convenient. University is like steps away. You can walk. It is so easy. There is always assistance at the university accommodations. These are provided by people who are employed there, called residential assistants, and they are available 24/7. Regardless if you want to vacuum, if you have a light broken, if you need another pillow, you can talk to them and get that sorted. Or even if you get locked out of the room, actually, which has definitely not happened to me at all. Like I'm always very responsible with my keys. Especially in your first year, it is very nice to have a lot of support and not have to worry about the place you're living in, because truly you're in a whole new country just trying to navigate things as you go. So this is just one less thing to worry about if you're living at university accommodation. Other than that, it's a great place to meet a lot of people and network, because they host a lot of events for students, and these may be like Mexican nights, dinner parties, brunch parties, yoga events. They even had a pool party once. Actually, they have a pool party multiple times. I just didn't go. And that being said, a lot more opportunities to make friends and meet people as well. Other than that, university accommodation has a lot of facilities. Like they have washers and dryers. They've got kitchens that are pre-installed, fridges, so you don't have to buy anything once you're there. There's game rooms. In ours, they had set up like pool and air hockey and table tennis table for you to have a game with anyone. And there's even study areas that you can just get together with your friends and just have a study session. The downside, of course, is that it can be a bit expensive, and you can be paired up with terrible roommates who do not clean up after themselves, who do not take care of the spaces that they should be taking care of. They may be very late night, ecstatic, active people, and you may be a light sleeper who will not be very much enjoying that. But honestly, those issues will arrive wherever you will live. But the beauty of university accommodation is that you will have management to talk to about these issues. If nobody's cleaning, you can kind of talk to management and set up a cleaning roster. If someone's being very loud at night, you can also put a noise complaint through. And if someone's just genuinely hard to live with, you can even change your accommodation. So you can move to a different apartment. Alright, how do you actually book a university accommodation? Very simple. Just go to Google, type in live on campus, and whatever your university is, mine is Western Sydney, so I'll do WSU. Usually first or second link should definitely work once you go to the live on campus website. So just scroll down, and Western Sydney has different campuses, so it has different accommodations for each campus. Parramatta currently does not have a apply now sign, unlike the others, because I'm pretty sure it's sold out and you will have to be waitlisted to get on it. But for the sake of this, we will go with Campbelltown Village. If you go with the apply now, yes, I'm international, I'm over 18, perfect. And here you can book different periods of time. So for a full year, you can see it's 185 per week, so which is cheaper. If you book for a semester, so semester will be from Jan to June or July to December, so that will be the 2 semesters. Here, that's 205 per week, so it's a bit more expensive. And the flexi stay here that you can see is generally, it doesn't bind you to a certain period. So if you want to start in Jan and leave in March, that's fine. It is generally a bit more expensive, so keep a lookout for that. But for this case, I will want to go with the semester 1. And next, you have to choose which type of accommodation you want. So there's shared apartments and there's studio apartments. Shared apartments, they are where you share an apartment with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other people. And here we can see a 5-bedroom apartment, which is currently sold out. You can only be waitlisted 208 per week. Not bad. But below we can see a 5-bedroom townhouse that is going for 205 per week. And the 5-bedroom townhouse with an ensuite is actually sold out. An ensuite is a room with a bathroom. And the 5-bedroom townhouse is available, so that's great. 5-bedroom townhouse actually sounds pretty good. And it's probably gonna ask me for my details now, but you can have a look more about what the 5-bedroom townhouse actually gets you, what bed and unlimited Wi-Fi and utilities and stuff, so you don't have to pay for bills on campus accommodation, which is really good. And the safety and blah blah blah, all that stuff. Oh great, I'm sold. Let's apply now. Okay, and here it's gonna ask me for details. It'll ask for an agent code if you're applying through an agent and stuff like that. But if you want to do book a studio apartment, which is where you'll have your own kitchen, your bathroom, your dining room, your bedroom, all in one, so where you won't have to share with anyone, that it will be generally a bit more expensive, of course. Have a look at the UNSW. So live on campus, UNSW. So I'm from UNSW. I want to go to the university accommodation. Perfect. So accommodation UNSW Sydney. All right, let's have a look at that. Apply now. Perfect. All right, yeah, you got me sold. Okay, apply. Okay, perfect. All right, so this is the application website, and I think to go further I have to create an account which will ask me for details, and I don't have a UNSW account, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to go through with that. But generally, something a lot of people did not know is that just because you're a UNSW student does not mean you can't go to the Western Sydney University accommodation. Like, if you pay the money, you can literally live in any accommodation you want. Like, it's not that big a deal. Yes, it's asking for you for details, so let's go to live on campus usyd. Let's go with that. But yeah, generally, even if you're a UNSW, USyd, UATS student, Macquarie, it doesn't matter. You can stay at the Western Sydney University accommodation if it's convenient for you. So USyd accommodation, perfect university residences. Let's have a look at that. And yes, they have Queen Mary, Darlington House, Regiment Student, Abercrombie, whatever. Okay, apply now. Perfect. I want to live on campus. So I suspect all of these are sold out at the moment. So Camperdown and Darlington, there's a red, so limited availability, sold out, blah blah. Yes. Accommodation eligibility, that's a different scenario. Camden campus availability also sold out, I think, and Kingswood accommodation also sold out. So can I click through to be added to the waitlist? Click here. So at this point in time, all you can do is be waitlisted, I believe. But there is another option to find student accommodation. So student accommodation is not only offered by universities. There are different companies that have student accommodation as well. And a good place to find that is a website called Amber. So I do have a bit of an affiliation with Amber as well, and I leave the links for all these accommodations and Amber as well down in the description, so feel free to check those out. And Amber basically finds you a student accommodation in your area. So if we look here, I want to find a place in Parramatta because I go to university in Parramatta in Sydney. So let's have a look at that. And the first thing they show me is the Western Sydney University Village in Parramatta, which is sold out at the moment, I believe. But generally, Granville stay $475 a week, very expensive. Anything about $250-300 is generally very expensive for me, at least. Mason and Main in Sydney, Maryland's not a bit close to Parramatta, like 2 train stops away. If I pay $700 a week, no, I would much rather not stay there. Guildford, also a little bit far. Not a huge fan. Auburn, 625, no Charlie Park. Okay, so Parramatta's out of the question, don't have student accommodations. Let's look at Randwick. Randwick is where the UNSW campus is. Let's look at that. Scape Key is, I believe, a place that has big apartments for student accommodation and is not generally owned by a university. Anyhow, Scape Key, Haymarket, 3.5 miles from Randwick, a bit too far. $700 a week, generally a bit more, like very expensive. Kensington, Sydney, also very expensive. Space, Darling Harbour, blah blah blah. Everything's above 500, which is a lot. Potts Point, 385. Not terrible for Sydney City, I think. But generally, it's a lot of money. If you do not want to pay these outrageous amounts, you will have to consider off-campus accommodation. So please stick around till the end of the video where we'll discuss how you find like off-campus accommodation as well. Moving on to off-campus accommodation. There are a lot of platforms that you can find off-campus accommodation in. Some of them are like realestate.com, domain.com, Gumtree and Flatmates. I do not recommend Facebook Marketplace because they can be very sketchy. Do that at your own risk. Now here, you really need to be very careful because you are essentially moving into an apartment or a shared house with a complete set of strangers. They can be old, they can be young, they can be great, or they can be terrible. And I highly recommend you asking someone in the country or city that you are moving into so that they can go and pay a visit and kind of send you more pictures of the place, and kind of assess the people you will be living with as well, and especially the living conditions. Because trust me, some places you do not even want to step foot in, let alone like live in. And if there's no one in Sydney that you know, feel free to even DM me on Instagram and ask if I can like go and check out a place, because I will be happy to, rather than having someone move into a place that they completely hate.
So how do you actually find off-campus accommodation? Well, again, very simple, live off campus. Whatever your university is, WSU, let's say. Let's go with that. They have a live off campus website, and here you can usually find all the websites that you can find shared accommodation. Let's go domain. We go domain, and let's say we want to find a place in, again, Parramatta. Let's Granville, Westmead, Marylands, all of them are close by, so I do not mind a place from anywhere, any of those places. But the problem is they will show you places that are like a whole house to rent. Like, I don't want a whole house. I just want to find someone who's, like having a shared room that I can probably live in. So the way you can do this is go to find a property and go to share. So share, you can see rooms from 175 per week in Hamilton, New South Wales. I do not know where that is. So clearly domain doesn't have a lot of good options. Let's try something else. Let's try realestate.com. Realestate.com. Let's try, again, let's try Parramatta, New South Wales. Perfect. Let's go for a search. Do we get any shared accommodations? No. I can buy a place for 630,000 Australian dollars though. Not a fan right now. Not a fan. Not that's, I know. So here in realestate.com, you can go in the menu and you can actually click on share again. And here, if you type in, let's say, Parramatta, 2150, postcode, perfect, or search. Okay, now we find accommodations that are actually people subletting their apartments. So 2 private rooms available, this building is completely secure, blah, blah, blah. So let's say you have a lot of options actually. So let's say I'm interested in the single room available in Parramatta from 6th of Jan, $275. Perfect. Well, let's have a look at that. Parramatta, Sydney, $275 per week, including bills. So bills would be Wi-Fi, water, gas, and those aren't that expensive. It's like $15, $20 a week maybe. So 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and 5, I don't know what that item is actually. Single room available in Parramatta, blah, 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 bills included. 2 weeks bond where you will have to pay up front, and you will get that back because it is just a bond saying you will, stay in that house for that period. Ideal housemate, respectful, responsible, blah, 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 easygoing person in their mid-20s and mid-30s. So please contact with me with your info. Perfect. And the most important part, I think, is to request an inspection. Even if you're not in the country, ask someone to go for this inspection and actually check out the place that you're going to be living in and what that person kind of is like, because you'll be living with roommates. You would want to know if they are livable. They might want you to be clean and tidy, but they might not be. So, check it out before you go. Let's go with Flatmates. Flatmates.com, search rooms and housemates. Let's say I want, again, let's say Randwick. I'm going to UNSW. I want to go to Randwick. Let's see if there's any places in Randwick that I can find on Flatmates for myself. So, straight up, 400, 500 week, including bills. 3 rooms with flat share. Perfect. Okay, 385 to 485. 4 rooms with student accommodation. Let's say I want to go with 385 to 425. Okay, perfect. Okay, so message Weng. Weng is the person that we want to contact. Okay, there's pictures. That's all good. 400 a week. I think the rooms are a bit different. So let's select 385 weekly rent, 1540 bond. So I'm assuming 4 weeks of bond and some bills included rent. You really need to understand what you're getting out of this. So definitely have a look at that. Minimum 6 months stay. So some places will also have a minimum stay as well. Log in to inquire. I do not want to log in, so I will not be inquiring about this one. That's perfect. Let's look at Gumtree. So I want to find a place on Gumtree. I want to live in Granville. Let's look at Granville. Okay, so Gumtree is a bit tricky because they offer cars and they offer a lot of services. So you want to go home, go to all categories and then select real estate and go down until you find room share or flat share and house share. Okay, flat share and house share. Let's go with that one. Granville, bedroom for one person, 230 per week. Room available 260, 2 bathrooms, house shares. 1 bathroom, 240, negotiable prices. Very nice. There's a few in Granville actually. Looking for female roommates near 150 is a really good price, but definitely check out the place beforehand. 2 big bedrooms, yes. So these places you definitely want to ask for an inspection. If you're not in the country, ask someone else to go and inspect it. Definitely definitely assess it a lot. Have your options open. See what the best place is, really. And if you have to ask your friend to go to 3 inspections, please ask them to do so, because you don't want to be living in a place that you don't want to be living in. Get some sort of contract or agreement, what is the minimum stay, what is the rent, what is the bond, if you're going to give me back the bond, because you will usually be working with not the landlord who is the owner of the property, but you will be dealing with the roommate who is dealing with the landlord. And that can get messy, so definitely be careful. But this is pretty much how you find off-campus accommodation.
But that's it for the video. Thank you so much guys for watching. If you have any questions or concerns, you can DM me on Instagram or leave a comment on the video. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully from Australia, because I'm in Sri Lanka right now.